Hello and welcome to Carnage Collector. This is the next episode of my little anime collection video series. Today we are going to look at the letters T to C. First, Technolize. Ichise lives in the underground city of Lux, where despair and violence dominate everyday life. Ichise experiences this firsthand when one day he loses both his arm and his leg after a boxing tournament. Ichise is close to death, but fortunately Dr. Eriko Kamada decides to treat him and test the next generation of Technolize on him. She replaces his lost body parts with artificial, mechanical limbs that can be controlled directly by the mind. A rare mysterious material called raffia plays a crucial role in this. A young girl named Ran influences Ichise's future from now on. She can foresee the immediate future, but her motives and why she often wears a mask remains a mystery. Nevertheless, she is the one who shows Ichise a way out of the darkness when it seems like he already lost everything. Trinity Blood. Armageddon, the ultimate sin of humanity, perpetrated upon itself, which cast the shroud of death across the world centuries ago. And out of that lasting darkness they emerged. From the legends of ancient times they have been called forth into the world anew. Vampires. Two races, Terran and Methuselah. Human and vampire are locked in a struggle for existence, trembling on the brink of war. Some seek the path to a peaceful coexistence, while others pursue a dangerous shift in balance of power. And the world's enemy, Contra Mundi, is starting to move. Cooperation and goodwill between the two races may be their only chance to survival. Abel Knight Road, a Turin priest from the Vatican, walks calmly where others fear to tread. A member of the formidable AX tasked with the protection of the fragile equilibrium. Neither human nor vampire, with an awkward yet optimistic nature, this father is a force on his own. When the greater threat emerges, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. An able Knight Road seeks a safe path for all. Technopolice. It's the 21st century and the police are now using robots with human handlers. Police officers Ken, Eleanor and Gora and their robot partners Blader, Scanny and Vigobus must stop a mercenary group who stole a powerful automated tank. Shin Megami Tensei Tokyo Revelations. Handsome and effeminate, quiet but proud, the sinister Akito Kobayashi has a passion for the occult and has developed a computer program to summon demons and the living dead. But little does he know that fellow high school students Koichiro Soma and Saki Yagami are reincarnations of powerful and benevolent spirits. When the pair's friends have become targeted by demons trying to harvest the life energies, they must harness their dark metaphysical powers to destroy Kobayashi's threatening program or risk losing their loved ones forever. Vampire Wars. The rural American West is the setting of this OVA, in which a bizarre and brutal attack on a NASA base in Arizona attracts the attention of a French Secret Service agent, Monsieur Lazare, when a dead CIA agent is found floating in a river in Paris. Lazare is convinced that these two events are related and sets out to prove it. His investigation leads him to a film star Lamia Windaw, and a vampire cult that may be far more vicious and dangerous than its eccentric exterior makes it seem. Violence Check. This series takes place in a world destroyed by a devastating earthquake in which the remnants of humanity are divided between the strong and the weak. Violence Check is uncovered amongst the rubble and demolished granite by the inhabitants of this city, asking him to help the weak people and helping them destroy what, in most cases, are the strong groups commanded by killers and rapists. Vampire Hunter D, Bloodlust. D is a vampire hunter who is half vampire himself, a so-called dhampir. There are only few of his kind, and in most of them the vampiric side takes over, but D hunts them for money. His mission is to find the vampire Meyerling, who has kidnapped the daughter of a wealthy man. But he's not alone in the hunt. A group of hunters who also set out to retrieve the girl keep getting in D's way. But not only that, Meyer has his own bodyguards called barbarians who also make D's life hell. And then there is also the annoying but sometimes helpful parasite who has taken up residence in D's hand and constantly disturbs him with his 9 times smart talk. But who is D really? Where does his superhuman strength, too strong even for a dhampir, come from? Vampire Hunter D, 1985. 10,000 years in the future, the world has become a very different place. Monsters roam the land freely, and people, although equipped with high-tech weapons and cybernetic horses, live a humble life more suited to centuries past. The story focuses on a small hamlet plagued by monster attacks and living under the shadow of rule by Count Magnus Lee, a powerful vampire lord who has ruled the land for thousands of years. When a young girl is bitten by the Count and chosen as his current plaything, she seeks out help from the quiet, wandering stranger D. It so happens that D is one of the world's best vampire hunters, and he takes it upon himself to cut through Magnus Lee's many minions and put an end to the Count's rule. Vampire Princess Miu, a quiet gothic horror story about a vampire girl Miu, whose destiny it is to hunt down murderous demons known as Shinma and return them to their land of origin, the Dark. Miu is pursued by the spiritualist Himiko, determined to find out who Miu is and to stop her from sucking the lifeblood from helpless humans. Each of the 4 episodes chronicle one of Miu's encounters with the Shinma and the humans that it is affecting, from the perspective of Himiko's pursuit of Miu. Vampire Knight and Vampire Knight Guilty. The cheerful Yuki Cross and the gruff Zero Kiryu are members of the disciplinary committee at Cross Academy, which houses 2 very distinct classes, the day class and the night class. Their job consists of upholding order between classes when they switch out. While that may not seem like an especially difficult task, the day class is unaware of the truth behind the night class. Their utterly gorgeous students are vampires. 10 years ago, Yuki was saved from a vampire attack by Kaname Kuran, a pureblood vampire. Now Kaname is the leader of night class, and Yuki's disciplinary committee position allows her to see him again, making her feelings for him grow complicated. Meanwhile, Zero bears a hatred of all vampires and believes they can never live in harmony with humans. But a secret from Zero's past soon threatens the fragile peace of all the academy, and things may never be the same again. The Wind of Amnesia. 2 years ago, a mysterious wind swept over the earth without warning, taking everyone's memories with it. Not knowing their names or even how to speak, cars crashed, planes dropped from the sky, and society crumbled in an instant. One young man happens to wander into a military testing facility, where he meets Johnny, a young boy who underwent experimental memory enhancement treatment and could therefore still remember who he was. Johnny names the young man Wataru and teaches him everything that he can before his frail body fails him. Wataru sets out on a journey to see if he can find other people like him, and in San Francisco he meets a mysterious silver-haired woman named Sophia, who refuses to speak about her past. Sophia says that she is heading to New York and decides to travel together with Wataru. As the pair make their way across America, they learn about what happened to the rest of society and what the essence of humanity really is. Wolf's Reign. In a dying world there exists an ancient legend. When the world ends, the gateway to paradise will be opened. This utopia is the sole salvation for the remnants of life in this barren land. But the legend also dictates that only wolves can find their way to this mythical realm. Though long thought to be extinct, wolves still exist and live amongst humans, disguising themselves through elaborate illusions. A lone wolf named Kiba finds himself drawn by an intoxicating scent to Free City, an impoverished town under the rule of the callous Lord Arkham. Here, Kiba discovers that wolves Hige, Tsume, and Toboe have been drawn by the same aroma. By following the fragrance of lunar flowers said to be the key to opening the door to their ideal world, the wolves set off on a journey across desolate landscapes and crumbling cities to find their legendary promised land. However, they are not the only ones seeking paradise, and those with more sinister intentions will do anything in their power to reach it first. Wicked City and Demon City Shinjuku. First we talk about Wicked City. There's Earth, our familiar world, and then there's Black World, a parallel dimension that very few people are aware of. For centuries, a pact between the two worlds has been observed to maintain peace, and terms must be negotiated and renewed soon to continue relative harmony. This time around there is a militant faction that will stop at nothing to prevent the signing of a new treaty for interdimensional peace. Two agents of the elite organization known as the Blackguards, defenders of the balance between the two worlds, are charged with ensuring the success of this treaty. Demon City Shinjuku. Kyoya's father was a great warrior, killed at the hands of the diabolical psychic Rebira, who has now opened the portal to hell in the city of Shinjuku. It falls to Kyoya to finish what his father started, and battle his way through demons while protecting a young woman from harm. The only problem is that he's not exactly your classic hero type, and his powers are still latent. I also want to say there is a Wicked City live action movie. It's called Mutant City sometimes, like in this release I got here. X and X the movie. In the fight between the dragons of heaven and the dragons of earth, the Dreamseer Princess Hinoto predicts the end of humanity. A central entity, 15-year-old Kamui Shiro, is to choose whether to ally with the dragons of earth and destroy the civilization to protect the planet, or with the dragons of heaven to save mankind. Following his mother's last wish, Kamui returns to Tokyo after 6 years of self-imposed exile. There, he attempts to steal the sacred sword from the temple protected by Kyogo Mono, the father of his childhood friends Fuma and Kotori. However, after Kamui's venture fails, a mysterious person manages to obtain the sword instead. Believing Kamui to be the man in her prophecy, Hinoto sends the dragons of heaven after him to rally him to their cause. Although Kamui first rejects his destiny, the incessant attacks by the dragons of earth against those he holds dear push him to decide whether the lives of his friends should prevail over the fate of earth, and finally pick a side. Zone of the Enders Idolo. Zone of the Enders Idolo takes place a few years prior to the events of the series Zone of the Enders Dolores, and is centered on the Deimos incident, an act of terrorism by the Mars revolutionaries. The Baram army pilots, Radium and Viola, are the best in their class, and have chosen to do the spearhead testing on a new type of weapon. Mars hopes this weapon will liberate them from the UNSF's tyranny. This new technology, called Orbital Frame, is powered by an extremely rare and powerful source of energy, known as the Metatron ore. Zone of the Enders is based on video games that came out on the PlayStation and later also on the Xbox. Ziggy Soriyuke rock and roll band. Japanese rock band Ziggy comes to London and gets attacked upon arrival at the hotel after a recording session. The musicians barely escape the attack. However, soon they learn that their producer has been murdered, and they are suspects. Chased by police and some mysterious organization, they find shelter at the local rockers' place and even give a performance there. But it is not too long before the pursuers appear again. So this ends the newest episode of my little anime video collection series. I hope you had fun watching and see you next time.